Hi guys, my name's Sterling from Stack Digital. I am the creator of a product called Launch Perfect. It is the only proven 5-day challenge system for easy, lucrative, fun 5-day challenges where we do 97% of the work for you. So you just plug in our templates, our swipes, our content structure, and then you're off to the races with your 6-7 figure challenges. I'm making that sound so easy, and it is. So first thing I want to say is we just talked about in the previous video setting some 5-day challenge goals, and I think it's very worthwhile that if you're looking at this video, you should go back and look at that one first. It's only 5 minutes long, and I talk about visualizing each piece of your 5-day challenge, from the prep, the pre-launch, during the launch, after the launch, so that you can basically script out in your mind what's the perfect flow. Like, how do I show up stress-free? How do I show up where everybody's in the flow? How do I show up where, if I have a team, they're working synchronistically and synergistically with me? It's a very, very helpful, very quick exercise. Part 2 of that is where we're digging into a little bit more specific about the numbers. So we call this our 5-day challenge revenue calculator for Launch Perfect. So let's dive in here. Oh, let me say, sorry, you can download this worksheet. There should be a link in the description below. Also, if you want to learn more about the Proven Launch Perfect process, there should be a link down there for you as well. So let's dive in here, guys. It's super important to get some realistic numbers in your head for how you want your launch to go. There is a famous saying that whatever is measured grows. And I see too many people just do their 5-day challenge with what I call like a lot of hope, where they're rolling the dice. Well, I hope I do this. I hope I do that. Let's get granular and really talk about what are realistic expectations. So whether you're shooting for your first 6-figure launch or even a 7-figure launch, I have clients that have made, over 6 figures, and our record is close to $1 million. So, but they all know their numbers, and they all had realistic expectations of what was possible. So, the first thing I want to say is that our goal with each successive challenge is to increase our numbers, but this calculator is going to give you a base level to start, right? You don't know what you don't know yet if you've never done a challenge, or maybe you did one and it didn't go as well as you thought. At least there you have a baseline number. But even if you have a baseline number, I think going through this calculator is really going to show you where those leaks are that you could possibly fix. So let's talk about some traffic benchmarks real quick. And these are approximate, guys. There's a median, there's an average, there are outliers to everything. So I'm just giving you what, after 60 challenges, I have seen. So roughly about 1 out of 25 people that you reach out to will join your challenge organically. So it depends on the number of Facebook friends, Twitter followers, whatever the case might be, wherever you're going to, or you might post in Facebook groups, say, hey, I'm running this challenge. By the way, I will tell you that in the Launch Perfect, there's an entire module on organic traffic. I give you 17 different ways to get people into your challenge for free. So that might be worth checking out. Anyway, Facebook ads are my specialty. I've been doing them for 6 years. I've been running them for almost all of those 60 challenges. And people, this is my favorite question. People come to me who want to work with me, and they say, well, what's a good lead cost? Well, a good lead cost is getting a highly qualified lead for as little money as possible. That's what's a good lead cost. There is no blanket number that you can point to and say, you need to get your cost to be $1, or you need to get them to be 2 or 5 or 10 or 15. Why is that the case? Because every niche it depends on the amount of competition in your niche. So if you're a coach or a course creator, that's a fairly expensive niche to advertise to on Facebook. But if you are, say you're advertising to somebody, maybe your program that you want to do a challenge about. I was helping a woman with this the other, I guess it's been a few weeks now. She teaches people how to sew, S-E-W, personalized teddy bears. That's a very specific niche that probably doesn't have a lot of competition. So she's going to be able to get leads into her challenge a lot less expensively than, say, somebody who has a $25,000 coaching program. Now, here's another piece that you have to keep in mind. A 25K coaching program has a very large profit margin. So the woman that we got $800,000 challenge for, she has a 10K offer. So she sold 80 of those. That's $800,000. Her leads, if I'm not mistaken, we've done a handful of challenges for her, and that's another thing, by the way. They fluctuate depending on the time of year on Facebook, how many advertisers. I want to say that those leads came in around 10 or 12 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. But it didn't matter because she made 80x on her on her ad spend. She spent about $10,000 and made $800,000. And I've had people that spend a lot less than $10,000 and do just as well. So I know that's frustrating because people want to know exactly, like, well, if I get excuse me, if I spend $1,000 on ads and they cost me $10 a lead, I'm only going to have 100 people in my workshop or in my challenge, in my masterclass, whatever you want to call it. So you just have to start somewhere, and that's what we're going to do today. All right. So let me wrap up what I was saying about Facebook ads. So lead costs are important. We're always going for the lowest price lead cost for people that are an ideal fit for your program. And you just have to do this one time to say, okay, we just ran this challenge and it cost us $10 per lead. Great. We have a benchmark. Next time we're going to shoot to lower that, and we're going to shoot to do a better challenge. So again, benchmarks, guys. So let's say that you get 1,000 people who opt in for your challenge. Okay? It's a fair assumption, and this is a very strange thing. If you're just joining us and you don't know much about 5-day challenges, they take place inside a Facebook group that you set up. It is a temporary group where all the teaching is going to happen. It's a very contained private community that you're in charge of. So you invite all these people into the Facebook group. So you run an ad or you tell somebody to register. So they go to your registration page. They say, yes, here's my name and email. I would love to jump into your challenge. And then on the thank you page, you say, great. And you have these big red arrows, right? Hey, all the action's going to take place here. This is where I'm going to share my genius. This is where I'm going to solve your problems. This is where I'm going to take you from stuck to unstuck. Like the magic happens here. Big arrow. Join the Facebook group. Blinking lights. For whatever reason, if I could solve this problem, I'd be a billionaire. Only 60 to 85% of the people that register and say, yeah, of course I want to join your challenge, actually come into your Facebook group. I don't know who these people are that sign up and don't show up, but that has just been the case all the time. I think we had a 90% show up rate once, and then I think we had a 55%. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I was making the jokes that we put these flashing red arrows in the big button. That's literally, we've gone to those lengths to try to get people's attention, and there's just some small percentage of people that don't do that. So, and then you're going to notice, and this is the law of attrition, right? You're going to notice that the largest number of people show up for your day one because everybody's fired up. Oh yeah, Bob, this is going to be amazing. And then over the course of a few days, the number of people that show up just decreases. It's natural. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. People get busy. Whatever the case may be, your drop-off, it just naturally occurs. Now, in Launch Perfect, I teach people how to structure their content to keep it highly engaged. And even in our best challenges, the goal is to make the drop-off as little as possible, which is what we do in Launch Perfect. And if you don't structure your content correctly, if you're overwhelming people or underwhelming them, your drop-off can be pretty severe. So I'm just giving you these numbers to understand that there will be drop-off, and that over time you're gonna measure these metrics. You're gonna pay attention to these so that you can change a future challenge and get people to engage, more people to engage every day. So we'll say that 700 come to day 1, 600 to day 2, 500 to day 3, 4, and 5. Again, these are benchmarks, guys. I don't want you to go, well, oh my God, I got 1,000 people in here and I'm only going to get 100 to show up on day 5. That seems crazy. It doesn't have to be like this if you use Launch Perfect. And then let's just say that 50 out of the 1,000 purchase your product. So what is that? That would be a 5% conversion from 1,000. So the number of people that opt in is 1,000. The number of people that buy is 50. All right. The revenue goal, you may say, I want to hit $250,000. That's the number of buyers times the course or the program price. And here's this is really cool, guys. People often ask me, is a challenge funnel a sales funnel or is it a lead funnel? It is the best of both worlds. It is both. Obviously, the ultimate goal you're trying to do is get people to purchase your offer at the end of your challenge or your workshop. But a lot of those people aren't going to buy. Again, the majority of them aren't going to buy. So even if you, like our highest conversion rate, we've had 22%. And this is something that I jumped on the roof and screamed about because it was so amazing that it happened. We did a done for you challenge for a client and they converted at 22%. So a webinar will convert at 2.5%. That's considered really good. A normal challenge, I say in quotes, will do about 3%. And then our Launch Perfect challenge has done up to 22. Now that's a record. I don't want anybody to expect 22%, but we usually shoot for 5 to 10%. That's realistic for sure. My point is, even if you had 22% of the people buy, you have 78% of the people that are now leads on your email list that haven't purchased, and you've given them so much information during your workshop or your challenge that the amount of goodwill that you've bestowed on them, they're going to stay in your ecosystem. They're going to buy when they're ready, even if it's not right now. They're going to buy other offers that you have. So it's an amazing lead generation funnel. All right. So then we've got to work backwards. If I want to hit $250,000, let's say that I have a $10,000 program. How many of these do I have to sell? The answer is 25. So if this looks like in this example, it's a $5,000 program that this person sold 50 of. So that's $250,000, guys. That's completely doable. And again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. These are benchmark numbers. These are just more than anything. What I want you guys to understand is that lead costs vary depending on your niche. A certain number of people won't show up inside your Facebook group. The engagement will slowly dwindle. We do have some ninja tactics to get people to show up on day 4 and 5 when you actually invite people into your offer. I will share those in another video. And that the number of people who buy your offer, that's 10%, and half of that would be 5%. Yeah, so this is just showing a 5% conversion rate, which is pretty solid and pretty good for a Launch Perfect challenge. So I hope this helps you. You can download this worksheet. There should be a description in the link below. If you want to find out more about our proven process called Launch Perfect, where we help people do easy, lucrative, fun 5-day challenges, there's a link below there too. It'll take you to another page where you can read all about it. My name's Sterling. I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you. Have a great day.